All right, guys, welcome back to Dads Against the Narrative, the show where we cut through all the noise, challenge the status quo, and talk real talk about life, family, and the world all around us. Before we get going, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and don't forget to share the show. That's the only way we're going to grow. So thank you guys for being here. My name's Jack Nofel, coming straight out of Mexico, and I'm here with my partner, Nate, coming out of Tennessee. And guys, we are ready to get after it today. There's a lot going on, so buckle up and we're going to take this for a nice little ride. And I hope you enjoyed the entire show with us. Nate, how's it going over there?
Good, good. I got the little guy. He's like, you know what? I'm going to be part of the show today. I'm going to sit with Dad. He sits outside of the door if he knows I'm in here, and he'll either bang on the door or scream and yell just to get near Daddy. So looks like he's here this time. But no, man, things are good. Dude, this crazy world we're in, that's for sure. That's kind of been the thing for me. Is I feel like we don't even have time to. I feel like we haven't even had time to come down from one insane thing before the next insane thing hits. It's like a constant run of just keeping the cortisol levels high.
Bro, they're flooding us. They are. I've been talking about a lot on my Instagram is like they're just flooding it. They're
Yeah.
making the water so muddy that you can't keep up with what the hell's going on. One minute they're trying to go to the moon. Next they're sending rockets to Iran. Next they're having the Epstein files drop. Next it's the CIA files drop. Next it's like what? What? Hold on, hold on. Can we press the brakes a little bit here and just like piece it together or figure out what the hell's going on? Is it all connected? Like that's the thing I've been talking about a lot. It's like maybe this shit's just all fucking connected and it's one continuous fucking bullshit that they've been feeding us and they're not going to let it go. They're going to try their hardest. And right now it's crazy because it's like I'm watching the war. Obviously, I'm a retired military, so I'm interested in this, right? I have skin in the game after so many years of being in the military. So I'm like right now rooting for like no Americans to die and Iran to just take care of Israel. And I'm just like, go Iran, fuck yeah, blow up everywhere, fucking hit everything in the spot. It's time for us to check ourselves too. And I feel like the United States needs to be checked and say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, why the fuck are you over here? Why are you here? Where can Trump get a win here? I don't see it even possible for him to get a win at all. Like
Yeah.
unless he removes all the troops and says fuck you to Israel, that's the only way he gets a win. But this is not what we voted for. I voted for Trump, and it's like I voted for you to take care of America and clean the fucking swamp. This is absolutely the opposite of cleaning the swamp. No one on Epstein's been fucking even put in handcuffs, let alone just in a wood chipper where they belong. Instead, we're getting service members killed over in Iran now. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, dude, I am. Yeah, I'm going back and forth on it because I really feel like the number one thing that I think about on this, and I will say that I really truly believe that I'm going further back, but I really believe that the election in 2020 was stolen. I don't believe that. I don't believe that Sleepy Joe won at all, and that was bad. But however, I actually said all the way through that time frame that was actually probably better for America because we were able to really start to see all of this crap. It felt like the leadership at the time was just like, oh, we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep pushing. And the problem there is that it was like exposing itself, right? Just over and over again, there's so much more exposure. The thing I will say that I'm still trying to like wrap my head around and understand as well as give some grace. I'm not like I'm not over here like, oh, Trump's amazing and it has to be Trump. Trump's the best. But I will say this: I'm sitting here going, he did have 4 years to like not only know the inner workings from when he first started to like watch what was happening and be able to go, all right, he had 4 years to put a game plan together. And I am kind of sitting here wondering, my wife and I talk about this and we disagree a lot because she's like, he's only had a year. It's just like, shut the fuck up and let him work. Right. And so I'm sitting here going, why the hell are we over there? Like, what are you doing? Why are we capturing Maduro? Why are we killing Ayatollah? Like, why are we doing this shit? However, if he had 4 years to work on something and he's trying to like, maybe like, what's one thing that will drop three things for us? You know what I mean? Like, what are all the problems? can we hit one and topple some more down? I keep thinking about I forget what that is, like Block Blast or one of those games on your phone where you like drop the blocks down in, and once you hit a line that's all full, they all go away. Tetris is what did it back in the
Tetris.
yeah,
Yeah.
Tetris for us, but it's something else now on your phone. But I'm trying to think stuff like that. Like, how much is he like setting blocks into place and then trying to like I just got to get that one little block to drop in and blow up like four or five, 6 rows to really help out. I'm struggling with it, but at the same time, I know I don't have the information he had either.
Yeah, yeah. Let me take back to how I feel. 2020 was definitely stolen. We all know that. If you've never seen 2000 Mules, I mean that movie literally they would have been sued if it was a lie. And same thing is like RFK Jr. would have been sued from Fauci if that book about Fauci was a lie. So
Yep.
it's like we know that this is super corrupt, the whole system. And yes, Trump had 4 years, but why the fuck did he make his entire cabinet in these 4 years all Jewish? And why did he all of a sudden become Jewish? And why are they thinking that he is the Jewish like God coming reinvented? Or I forgot like how they word that, but there's supposed to be like one non-Jew that becomes a Jew and like the major leader for the Talmud. So it's like they keep saying that Trump is it, and in Israel they have billboards of Trump being like this golden god for them. So there's some shit there, dude, that's really interesting. I haven't dug any deeper.
Yeah.
I've only heard like 2 people speak on this, but it was interesting. I was like, dude, this could be something because this guy is so fucking into his own ego that maybe you start saying, hey, you are like the god that we were needing in the Talmud that says we get to have all this land. So we just need you to take care of the rest. Take
Yeah.
care of Iran so we can get all of this. Take care, like it's wild, dude. And then you look back and you're just like, Trump, you had 4 years. When he was running for president at 2024, it was like, did you have 4 years? Like, did you remember anything? Because he
Right.
came in on those interviews like, the COVID vaccine is great. It was one of the best things I ever did. And it's like, dude, have you not fucking watched the last 4 years? That vaccine's killing motherfuckers nonstop.
Yeah.
And so there's part of me that's just like, Trump, dude, like the people you're surrounded by must just be fucking morons in Israel first so much that like you're only listening to that.
Mm.
Or you're just so detached from reality that you can't grasp what the average man and average human is seeing. I
Yeah.
don't know, man. It's wild because it's like you talk to average people, left or right people, and they're all kind of at the same precipice where they're like, dude, fuck the government. They're fucking pedophiles eating
Yeah.
fucking children. McDonald's has flesh burgers. Like we all are seeing it now. So it's like we have this common thread, and it's like start a war so we get them divided again because war divides everybody. We're like
Yeah.
half the people are already talking like, yeah, Iran, no Iran, yes
Yeah.
Israel. It's like what the fuck's going on? Are you guys not seeing? You just went right back because like the Epstein files seem like they're gluing a lot of people together,
Yeah.
and now it's like right back to all right, we're divided because the conservatives are like, this is what I voted for. I voted for Trump to go over there. Really? That's what you vote for? I voted for America first. He kept saying America first. So that's what I literally thought it was going to be. And this
Yeah.
guy has not done anything for America. Even when they did the Doge thing, I thought, all right, people are going to jail, systems are going to collapse. Nothing.
No, yeah.
Nothing.
I'm still there too because I'm sitting here going, okay, we were just talking about it, and I'm going, yeah, Elon was there for a little while, and now he's not. And I'm like, what happened there that made all that go away? Other than he just exposed a bunch of shit, and now it's just even more. Like I'm thinking of, and I've totally blanked on his name. The kid that was doing his own interviews and stuff like that. He's a YouTuber, Nick something. Nick.
Nick Fuentes?
No. He's the guy that was going around trying to find the like the Leering Center in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. I forgot
I
that
can't,
dude.
but
Yeah.
like it's like he exposed stuff and then was like, all right, I'll see you later. And I'm still trying to figure that part out. But it's like that showed us there was all sorts of fraud. They said waste, fraud, and abuse. I'm going, it's all fraud. It was all fraud. And like the abuse is just fraudulent abuse too. So I'm looking at that going, all right, we had that, and I agree with you. Okay, so what are we doing? Nothing. Nothing happened there. So like, are we collecting evidence underneath the surface? And here's what I know. I know that I know about this much of what the like what even President Trump or any of the leaders have, because I'm just the guy, I'm just one of the voters. That's all I am. But I'm a citizen, but I don't have access to all the information, and I understand some of that information has to be held for a little while. I'm not a fan of government secrets to cover up shit that they shouldn't have been doing. I am a fan of government secrets so that we can, you know, be strategic about what we're doing and make things happen. I'm okay with that. But I don't like that there's been so much this conspiracy theorists are just people who can like what we predict the future. We know so much that all of a sudden we've been saying for years that JFK was a conspiracy probably done by the CIA, and then they finally released the files. It's like, oh yeah, we did that. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, we knew that. We've been saying that for years. So I'm kind of at this place where I'm going, okay, at the start of the presidency, Doge came in and they're saying there's a bunch of fraud. And I'm going, all right, well, like you, let's crumble some shit. Let's box it up, throw it out. You got to have something in place or things fall apart, though. And I'm looking at that even now with Iran. I'm going, if you don't have something in place and you just kill the leader, now what? Now what are those people going to do? Somebody else is going to come into power and do the same shit unless you really like help them in some way, shape, or form, or the people take up. And I was listening to Andy Frisella. He's saying the same thing. He's going, yeah, you got to have something in place before you start just dropping stuff off, or it's going to create the vacuum, and anybody who's opportunistic is going to take it. That's
Yeah.
the problem. That's probably right.
We're watching that right now, and it's just like, dude. So what was your plan? What was your plan, Trump? To bomb away Iran for a weekend and then be out? You thought that was really going to work with a powerhouse like Iran? Really? Did you really think that was going to happen? Because it's like, dude, how? It's just showing like how many dumb moves can you make in a row before it's like you have to call a fucking lemon a lemon, and it's like, dude, Trump, I don't know what the fuck's going on this time, but you are straight working for the machine and not for the people at all. And what are you
Yeah.
going to do? Topple the government in Iran, get rid of fucking um, Ayatollah,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to replace him with the fucking prince, the prince who just went and kissed the wall in Israel. The Iranian, did you see that?
No, I didn't see
So
that.
that was their goal, is to bring in this prince
I
who's
know. Yeah.
super fucking friendly with Bibi and Yahoo, and
Yeah.
it's like, so you're gonna bring this guy in, and he's gonna usher in a democracy. Iran's not that bad. It's a fucking first world. Like we say it's not because it's not part of NATO, but like they have modern everything, just like the United States, just like anywhere that the United States acts like it's not there. It's like I told people when I was in Afghanistan, you go to certain places in Afghanistan, like Jalalabad, and they have a full city. And in Afghanistan, I thought it's all fucking caves. And yeah, that's the problem. That's what they fucking want
That's
you to think.
the
They want you to think everyone's in mud huts from Mexico to fucking Afghanistan. And it's like, no, that's not the truth at all.
yeah.
So what are you going to do? The exact same thing as Iraq and Libya and Afghanistan and Syria. You're going to fuck up this country and you're going to just leave it the way it is. I mean, he bombed the fucking school on the first day. I'm sure that was not intentional. I guarantee it wasn't.
Well, I did hear. I don't know where that's at now, but I did was touted as a mistake from the U.S., but then it came out that it was an Iranian mistake.
Well, that's what's happening now a lot too, right? They're going back and
Well,
forth like, oh, Israel bombed Saudi Arabia. No, Iran did. And then like you're like, well, what the fuck? And that may be a part of the play is like they can use AI. They're using old
mm-hmm.
videos. I'm seeing a lot of old videos resurface from 2020, 2021. And it's like, dude, that's an old video. I remember seeing that shit. Like, you're not going to trick me all the way. I'm not saying all of them are fake either.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just saying, like, it's very confusing at this moment in time that
yeah.
it's like you can't make a real clear judgment. You're like, dude, what the fuck's going on? Why did we go into this war? What is going on in Ukraine? What's going on in Venezuela? And you need a Venezuela so you can have oil that goes to Israel because if you bomb Iran, they lose their oil. So this is all connected in a big fucking picture.
I agree. Well, and you're dealing with the fact that, like, okay, so yeah, and again, I'm not. I know this. I do know Trump's a pretty big strategist,
Yeah.
and I've heard Andy talk about it, and I actually like this one. I just hope we see it. Is that he in his book? It was like negotiate like a badass or something like I can't remember the name of the book, but he has a whole chapter on revenge, And he's like it's not a, oh, just let your success be revenge. It's like a, no, you fuck that person over. So I'm kind of like, right, like we got some of the people in this country we should probably take out that revenge on and get that going. I'd really, yeah, I keep coming back to how is it America first? And if it is, it'd be nice to see how that's the case. Now, I will say this from what it's kind of like tongue in cheek here, but dude, if Ayatollah is forcing women to be completely covered head to toe, you could be beaten for having hair out of your little burqa thing. They can't do anything. If that's the case, shouldn't the Democrats be really hyped about this? Like, shouldn't they be really hyped for women's rights over there now, or like, is that just a show over here? I'm just confused on that one. I figured this might bring us all together.
Bro, they don't know what they're fucking standing for. Like half those far left people, man. And it's like I don't know. Even if they were rooting for that, and they're like, "Oh, the people over there are celebrating." Really? I've seen both videos. I've seen celebrating. I've seen crying. I've seen everything. So
Yeah,
you don't know. But they get. We have no reason to be over there. What the fuck good does Iran do for us? I said the same thing about Iraq. I went to
yeah,
Afghanistan,
yeah,
and after I came back from Afghanistan, I'm like, dude, this is pointless. The guys who we lost I would every single time we lost someone, I'm like, man, they lost their life for no fucking reason,
no
for no
reason.
reason at all. They might have thought they lost their life because they're for freedom of America, right? That's the thing, and
Yeah,
they get you with two things. Hey, you're fighting for the freedom for the rest of the Americans, and you're fighting for your battle buddies to the left and right.
yeah,
And it's like, you're only fighting for the guys left and right, man. We're all in a shitty situation, put there by
yeah,
our governments. And I posted something about that today. Is like, it's not. I can hate all the governments and still love the countries. It's like
yeah,
I love the United States, but I fucking hate, I despise our fucking government. It's way too big. It's way too powerful. It's too full of shit. The
yep,
CIA should be gone. FBI should be gone. DEA should be gone. All of them should be just fucking dissolved and reset or just like one fucking thing. Like none of it should have happened. Even Homeland Security, like that started with Obama or Bush after 9/11. It's like they just kept making up more and more shit. And dude, it's just I'm at the point where I'm just like, dude, this can't be real. Like this is
yeah,
2026. How the fuck is this real? And the only way I can look at it as a conspiracy theorist and pattern recognizing motherfucker is that it's all just part of the 2030 agenda. And if you guys out there haven't read the Klaus Schwab 2030 agenda, just ask your little AI to give you the fucking footnotes on it or cliff notes, whatever you call it, the
yeah.
cliff notes of the book, and it's a real book and it's real shit and they are literally going in the exact pattern. They have not went off that path yet. So
Mm,
there's something there where just like that 2030 agenda, as the smart cities, digital ID, Israel controls the whole Middle East, so they have a lot more sovereignty. Well, once Iran's taken care of, it's fucked for that Middle East. I don't think a lot of people realize there's so much turmoil in all those countries that we've been in that they have never settled back down. They never got democracy. And then you go and take Iran. Now Israel is the only powerhouse and they control the entire Middle East. And
mm,
that's what they want. And then they want to push their borders, of course, right?
mm.
As we all know, because it says in the Talmud that they deserve nothing. They deserve fucking shit. The Talmud's bullshit. It's fucking total garbage. And they're fucking absolutely evil motherfuckers that shouldn't be allowed to even be living on earth. To me, that's my own opinion, folks.
Yeah,
It's not all Jewish people. One of my best friends is Jewish. This is the government of Israel and the
yes,
Jewish supremacy that thinks that they deserve everything and everyone else is goyim and shit. And it's like,
yeah.
dude, fuck you. How about that? How about fuck you?
Well, there's a part in the beginning of the movie Troy where the two opposing sides are out at the battlefield, and the leaders come together and they're like, let's take one, like let's not let all these men die senselessly. Let's just take one from each, and if mine wins, then the battle's over and we won, and if yours wins, then the battle's over and we won. And they go get Achilles, and it's a badass scene. He comes running up, the guy
That's
throws.
just Brad Pitt, right?
Well, yeah, yeah. The guy
Yeah.
here and he dodges one, he catches one, and then he like just kind of just does this like juke moving and stabs the dude, and it's over, and the guy just stands there and just falls to the ground. Huge motherfucking dude, like just big guy. And I think I say that because I'm like, it'd be great if we could just go, you know what? Like, because I agree with you. The people of these countries, all of them, just want to raise babies and live life and not be oppressed and be afraid. Like we all want, every single human on the planet wants that. And then for whatever reason, governments seem to think they got to fuck with shit, and it's the people that have to suffer for that. It's like I would rather be like, you know what? Why don't you two fight it out? And that be it. Like if the leadership wants to go in there, how about we make your sons go in there and your daughters go in there and they fight to the death, and then we'll all just like do whatever we wanted to do without you anyways, because you guys just seem to want to stir the pot. It just I would rather see that than see Iranians die. See, even, and again, it goes back to what you said about Israel. It's the government of Israel, not the people of Israel that we're frustrated with here. It's like it's the same thing about the U.S. I don't trust the government for shit because we've been lied to so much, and that could be part of the plan. We've been lied to so much. It's like if we lie to you enough, you'll never believe anything. We can tell you the truth, and you still be like, whatever, you fucking liars. That's the hardest part about all this is, and what does that do to us as people? It makes us untrusting of everyone, right? I think that's our biggest issue is then you can't trust anybody at any time.
Yeah, degrade the humanity to the fucking point of like they just can't fight back, and that's what's happening. They're degrading humanity all the way down, and then they've already done all those other things where it's like, all right, we made the taxes as high as we fucking can make them. We made property tax on tax on tax everywhere in many countries all over the fucking world, and
Yeah.
then we're gonna make sure that wages stay where they're at, and we're gonna make everything else more expensive, right? And it's like, so they made it where people now are in this fight or flight type of fucking situation every day, and it's
Yeah.
like they have to go to work. They can't stop and breathe and say, "Oh, you know what? Maybe I could fucking partake in uprising this motherfuckers." No, because they're worried so much about taking care of their families. They're so worried about just living and getting enough money for food, and dude, it's a real shitty situation right now. Like
Really.
the,
It
the
re-
you couldn't write this up even worse than it is. And I don't think people realize that, like how bad this really is.
yeah, it's I think that's the thing. That's where I keep coming back to as well is I'm over here just making life happen for my family. And when it comes down to it, like I get so pissed. I'm like, I told Meg the other day, I was like, you know what I'd love to do? I'd love to figure out however we can round up all the people in the Epstein files and just light them on fire. That's what I want to do. I just want to like if you were a perpetrator in there, you should just be lit on fire and that should be it. And yeah, I really don't care how that comes across because there's plenty of like Christians out there like, "Oh, well you got to love your enemies." I'm sorry. These people are the people that hate not only us, but if you hurt children, God hates you. And I know that I can say that because it's in the scriptures, right? I told Zeke, I was like, we ought to come up with a company called like Millstone LLC because there's a Bible verse in Matthew that talks that Jesus says, if you cause any of these little ones to stumble, a person who would do that would be better off to have a millstone tied around their neck and thrown in the ocean. And for those who don't know, a millstone would have been this huge flat stone that they would put inside of this like not well, but this like basin, and then oxes would be attached to it and they would walk and they would throw grain in it and that stone would basically grind the grain into flour so they could make bread. So it's not like cement shoes. It's way heavier. It's way bigger than that. You're never coming up from that one. And I'm like, yeah, like we just start Millstone LLC and our job is to find those people and end them. Can't really do that, but at the same time, that's what I want. But at the same time, I'm sitting here going, and yet I still got to go make money for my family because my kids need to eat and I need to take care of life around here. I don't look at it like, oh, I have an HOA and I got to mow my grass. It's more so like, oh, my children need to like live life and understand that they grow up in peace is what I have. So I'm trying to create peace in their life while basically taking in all the shit that I'm seeing from outside
Yeah.
in the world and thinking to myself, how do I literally, how do I do something in this world to make a change and yet still shield my children from all of the crap that I'm like watching?
Yeah. Dude, it's like that meme where you see dad with the shield and he's
Yes.
blocking all the shit, mainstream media, LGBT fucking bullshit, all everything. And
Yeah.
it's like, just to keep the peace for your kids so they can keep their childlike spirit. And
Yeah.
it's crazy because for me, I live down in Mexico, guys, as you guys know, and we don't, with this war, with all this shit going on, no one really cares as much down here. Like
Mm.
Mexico's kind of left out. Like they tried to bring us in with the cartel, but that lasted literally 24 to 48 hours. It was super quick because in Mexico, there's not a lot of corruption. It's all cartel. The cartel is the corruption. That's it. There's not random people killing people. There's not sleeper cells of anyone rising up. And let's talk about that for a second. The
Yeah.
USA, it's like you're trying to guard your family, take care of them. But what the fuck happens when you're just out at a park and a sleeper cell just shows up and starts shooting? Because
Yeah.
that's what it's starting to look like to me. It's like that whole Austin shooting.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that was what they're saying it is, but it kind of looks like it could be. And maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I don't know, guys, but I do think the sleeper cells are going to happen. I just read an article yesterday about 18,000 Iranian soldiers came across that border, or soldier age, came
Yeah.
across that border. Iranians.
Yeah.
Remember when everyone's like, it's the Mexicans, it's Mexicans. And I kept saying the whole time I moved here and lived here for 2.5 years, I'm like, no, it is not Mexicans. Believe me, every Mexican I've met does not want to go to the United States. It's the ones Mexicans that are poor, that are by the border and don't know that like what's going on in the world. They're the ones who want to go there for an opportunity because the opportunities here feel like there's nothing anymore. And
Yeah.
that's why border towns, because border
Yeah.
towns are corrupt. That is where the cartel operates out of. They
Yeah.
make it hard for the people. So I get that when those Mexicans want to go to the United States and have no idea how bad the United States is. But
Yeah.
now we have a lot, and it wasn't just Iranians coming over. There's Argentinians, there's all kinds of people,
Sure.
but they're all military age.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, is this going to rise up? Is this going to be something that happens in the United States where Iran's like, hey, time for you guys to wake up? And I don't think it's going to be something where it's like they're rising up in Tennessee, Florida, or Texas. Why would they go to those three states? Those are very red states that have lots of guns. They're going to go to New York, Chicago, LA, Oregon, Washington. They're going to hit all these liberal places where the gun laws have been so fucking stripped down
Yep.
that you can't, it's hard to get a gun or carry one even.
Yep.
And so that's an easy spot for sleeper cells to just say, you know what, just open up fire on the civilians. They're not going to go for military. Like people are like, oh, we'll take care of them so fast. Really? You don't think there's a civilian population in the mall that has 1,000 people and they just wipe out 1,000 people that fast?
Well, dude, that's the thing too, is that a lot of these places where people would come and congregate anyways, posted signs everywhere that say like no weapons. So even if you conceal carry, which like I'll go anywhere, I don't care. Like I'm not going to show it off, but I'm going
Yeah.
anywhere, and I'm not taking it wherever I go. But that's the whole thing. Is it's like I hope there's more like me out there that are like I don't care what you say. Like I'm just
Yes.
walk wherever I am and be wherever I because I'm not keeping my family safe. But like that's exactly where I'm at with it. I told Zeke today. I was like, dude, like 6 hour P365 is a great concealed carry gun, but I feel like I need to walk around strapped with the AR like just over my back. And
Bro,
and to be honest with you, the people in the area, dude. Okay, so I will literally like I got a rucksack. I'll load the rucksack up, or I've walked around with my vest on, and it's like a 45-pound weight vest. I look like I'm on patrol. Like I look like I'm out, and I don't walk like nice and slow. I walk with purpose. So it's like that dude is going somewhere, and he looks strapped and ready to rock. And I do, and I walk past people, and I guarantee you, people are like, oh yeah, I see you out here all the time doing that. I kind of do that so they know there's a presence here too. But at the same time, like if I'm walking around with with the AR-15, like people are going to be like, "Hey man, can you not do that?" You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
I want to be like, "No, we should be able to go anywhere with like full open carry." And I've seen guys do that. And in Tennessee, open carry, you can open carry anywhere. It doesn't matter. But I'm telling you right now, if you open carry with like a handgun on your hip, that's one thing. But if you had an AR strapped to your back just because you're open carrying, people are going to be very uneasy. Even though I don't quote unquote racially fit the profile. I fit the profile of the crazy white guy though. You know what I mean? Like that's the
bro.
problem.
I mean, If you're a father out there and you live in the United States and you're not carrying at least a pistol on you, dude, you're wrong. You are fucking wrong. Two things need to be a standard in the United States for fathers right now. You need to know how to fight, and
Yep.
you need to know how to carry a gun, or you need to know how to shoot a fucking gun. And I
Yep.
don't care what kind. If it's a fucking little fucking pistol shooter that's fucking tiny for women, I don't care. Have
Yeah.
something on you to protect you, dude. Like, I used to always carry 6 Hour on me. I love SAR. It's my favorite fucking company. I love their fucking pistols. I love all their shit.
Yeah.
And
I love hearing that.
and dude, I love 6 Hour. It's my shit. I went through it's so funny because like when I was buying pistols, I'd always have friends and be like, dude, get this or this. I'm like, let me just go shoot them and feel what feels the best in my hand.
Yeah.
And six
Yeah.
hours, just like perfect thickness, usually for the handles.
Yeah.
And I have little hands, so it's like the release valves are fucking fast for me, and
Hmm.
all it worked out perfect. So I've always used 6 Hour. And I love their fucking products.
I dig
And
that.
um, if you're not carrying that, like you're wrong. You're wrong
Yeah.
because there's some shit that you as a man need to protect, and it's time to live like you're fucking living amongst lions out in the fucking woods, and that you need to be aware of all your surroundings anywhere you go and calculated moves. I mean, you have to be intentional with your moves now because if
Yep.
you're not, you can put yourself and your family in harm's way without even knowing it because there's just so many assholes that are in the United States now that don't like Americans. I mean, look at the Somalians. They always are like, "Oh, we will never try to be American. We are Somalian." Like, what
Then
the
get the
fuck?
oh,
Get
get the
the
fuck.
fuck out of here. But Minnesota's like, "Oh, come on in, Tim Wentz and his bullshit." Like, dude,
I,
what the fuck is wrong with these people?
I don't get it. It's like cool to hate America. And here's what I love. It's not, it had been cool. It was cool to hate America. I think that the people that go, I fucking love this country and what it stands for, there's way more of us that way than there are of the others. The problem is what you said. For 4 years, military age males were just coming across the border. I saw where Sean Ryan, he lives down in Franklin. I saw where he did an interview, and I cannot remember her name. I want to think it was Sarah something. She's short blonde hair. She does intel for the CIA, and she's like, there's thousands of terrorist cells in the United States right now, and I'm like, this is the problem. We start doing stuff like bombing Iran, and they activate this. Dude, I was walking. I don't know if I said this on one of our podcasts or not, but I was walking the other day with the kiddos down the street, and a guy rolled up through with Amazon to drop off a package. And when he got out, I could hear. Now I speak Spanish, right? I'm fluent in Spanish. I could hear the audio, and it was not a language I understood. And I've taken a long time to learn Italian, and I'm not very good at it, but I could tell if it was Italian. I could tell if it was French. Like none of the romantic languages. There was nothing I understood. And all of a sudden, all the tingles in me were like, this could be really bad. If I was a country that, or if I was a group of people that wanted to cause harm, that's what I would do. I would tell all my guys to start canvassing, to go to Amazon, get hired on, be one of the drivers, drive around, figure out the lay of the land, what you can do, what you can't, like what you can get away with. You're learning all sorts of stuff. Wars have ring cameras. You're learning all sorts of intel that you would need to be able to literally, if you wanted to, walk down the street, kick in doors, and hurt people. And that's what they did on October 7th in Israel. Now, in my opinion, they let that happen, but at the same time, thousands of sleeper cells in our country, and that's an option to do that using Amazon drivers. I was like, oh, I need to always I need to always have something. I need to always be aware. And like you said, we definitely you need to be able to fight. Well, here's the deal. If you're not fit, if anybody that hears this, if you're not fit enough to hit a heavy bag longer than 2 minutes, which if you're not fit and you go to do that, you'll find out real fast that you are not in shape. But if you go do that and you realize you can't even hardly last 2 minutes without gassing out, that's what it's like. You get into a fight and it's like a small skirmish. It's You're now in a position where you have to win because now it's your life. So if you're not fit and you're not ready to fight, you are fucked. To give my little FFF alliteration, if you're not fit and you're not ready to fight, you're fucked. That's where it's at, and you have to be because you have no idea what's coming. And this is not, in my opinion, like fear mongering. I feel like this is just wisdom of the day at this point.
Yeah. No, it's true. And I mean, it's just that's the problem with all this shit, bro. It's like, how much anxiety does each American have now? Now they're all fucking super busy and trying to live paycheck to paycheck or on credit. And now
Hmm.
they have to add in another layer of like anxiety of like, dude, my kids aren't safe, I'm not safe. So what's that do? Maybe it starts keeping people in the house because they're so scared, right?
Hmm.
And they just get the lockdown of, and they've been putting that out to certain areas. I think it was in England that they're like, hey, stay inside for, and people are now like locked in their houses. And, that's part of the whole smart city agenda is like, you are allowed out at certain hours. You're allowed out of the smart city so many times. And it really is just unbelievable that I didn't know how they can continue pushing the Agenda 2030 because I thought there was enough of us awake to be like, no, dude, or enough of us to say, fuck America, I'm out, but, and I get a lot of people be like, dude, fuck you, you're retired military and you took off to Mexico. I took off to Mexico, guys, because I have small kids and I want
Yeah.
my small kids to have a fucking life and I want them
Mhm.
to be safe. And they're
Yep.
safer in Mexico than the United States by a long shot. And I've
Yep.
had friends come down and stay with us for a month and they're like, I didn't realize Mexico is so family friendly and so just kind and loving the kids and they
Yeah.
watch after each other. And it's really a community with Mexicans. Like
Yeah.
that's why this town we're trying to leave. It's actually over flooded with expats, and the expats bring politics and all kinds of bullshit down there. And it's like
Yeah.
all they want to do is talk about that instead of like learning Spanish and being with the regular locals and hanging out and supporting locals. And a lot of them are just like they're all fucking boomers, bro. It's all fucking boomers. I know I just made a reel about this morning. It's like, dude, it's always the fucking boomers. I always go back to the boomers. It's like done nothing for us. Nothing. They literally never stuck up to the government, and that's how the government kept getting more corrupt. They didn't stick up to Israel. They didn't stick up against anyone. They just kept accepting everything as facts. Even in the household, oh, they accepted microwaves. They accepted anything that was more convenient. They didn't look at to see if microwaves were bad for their children. They just start cooking food in microwaves. And it's like the same thing with medicine, same thing with vaccines.
Yeah.
That's how all this shit got out of control because boomers were living a fucking beautiful life where everything was cheap. They were single family income. This is how you can live, and then that's what happens. This is
Yeah.
exactly what happens. You give one generation the good life just so you can set it up for the rest of them to fucking suffer.
Well, and that's the thing, right? What's the idea there? Like, strong men make good times, and good times make weak men, and weak men make bad times. And it's like, and then bad times make strong men, and it's like you're seeing that cycle. And the hard part there is that I mean, I know that cycle was how do we market to the boomers? This is what they were doing. I mean, Lee Iacocca was brought onto Ford, and they're like, "What do we do here to like get our sales up?" And he's like, he looked at the boomers. The boomer generation is the largest generation ever, and he's like, make a car they'll want to drive. So they made the Mustang. So 1965, they made the Mustang, and they sold it to them. And then Chrysler came to him in the 80s, like early 80s, and they're like, we are dying, we need help. And he's like, well, look where the boomers are, they're having kids. So they made the minivan, and like they were always catered to just like that. And then it gave them, I want the easy life, I want the good life, and we all want that if we're honest about it. We
Yeah,
do.
yeah, for
If
sure.
good, I would just sleep in instead of get up and work out. I mean, we did a workout today. I hated every second of it. And it's like, but I want the results of that workout, not like the workout, right? And so it's like, I know I have to do these things because I'm thinking like you're talking about. I'm thinking like, I have to be fit or my family's in trouble. So I got to do these things. And I literally talking with my oldest son while we're doing it, like I'm sitting here going, at times when I'm running, and I hate running, I fucking hate running, right? But when we're doing it, I think someone just took my 5-year-old daughter, and I have to chase them down. You're not going to stop. At that point, I'm not going to, like, I'm like when my body's like, oh, I want to quit. Like when it's like, oh, I just want to stop and slow down and rest. I have that in my back of my mind, like just just remember that Luna needs you. And it's like, fuck the world, I'm gonna run until my guts pour out, right? And so it's choosing to not have that. But when you look at the boomers, dude, they got it easy, and then everything was like, the more that things could be given to them, the more they took. And what a great moment for the government to start doing bullshit underneath, where they're just like, oh yeah, entertain the masses. What is it? Bread and entertainment, bread
Yeah.
and circuses, right? Pun and
Roman games, dude.
yeah, bread and circus. And what will they do? They'll just let you do whatever you want, and that's where it keeps coming back to. That's men. Men specifically have to be aware and not give in to the bread and circus. We
Yeah.
can't. Oh, they're taking care of this. They're taking care of that. Entertainment this, entertainment that. You want to you want to take over a country? Play more football. Play more football on TV, because guys will just sit down and drink beer and get fat and wear somebody else's name on the back of their shirt and watch that. And I'm not kicking football. I'm just saying that's entertainment in a coliseum. It's the same thing. It's the same thing the Romans did.
I agree. I agree 100%. And that's the problem is, dude, I was a major athlete and I was a major sports watching motherfucker, drinking alcohol every day, watching some kind of sports every day. I knew all the stats. That's just how Cleveland is. The Midwest is very
Sure.
known for
Yeah.
knowing sports and even the women, and it's cool. But when I was doing that, I was numb to the world. I didn't really know politics. I was always an independent, anyways. And I just was like, fuck the government. I just need more freedom and less taxes. I'm still the same way, which is funny. And
Right.
it's like, just leave me the fuck alone. But you have to keep putting your fucking hand in the pot. And it's like, dude, get your fucking hand out the pot. Get the fuck out of here, period, and leave me alone. Like that's just it. And the governments don't want to do that. Like you were saying earlier, it's just like they have a whole different agenda that's not for the people. It's for them only, and none of them care about the people. Like maybe Russia, maybe fucking Putin cares for his people. I know last podcast we talked about this, and it's just like, dude, like that's all I could think about. Is like I see one president that seems to take care of his people, and he has real Christian values. It
Mm-hmm.
took how long from the Bolsheviks to this for Russia to turn and become really seems like a powerhouse? And
Mm-hmm.
Russia doesn't want to be in war. Like I think he is telling the truth. Like those were my people. Crimea was mine. And it's like everything is against like I mean, just look at us growing up really quick. It's like we grew up with the Cold War going on, and people are like, oh, if they do a bomb, get under the desk. There's a lot of insight of um like the atom bombs being totally fake. And if you guys haven't seen that Joe Rogan episode, Joe
Yeah.
Rogan was blown away by who recorded it, all of the imagery, and
Yeah.
all of the fucking shit that's going on. Because you look at it and you're like, wait, that's fake. Who recorded this? And
Mm-hmm.
then you see there's a car there, and that car disappears, and like that. It's just like NASA. It's like how many fake organizations did they make during the fucking boomer era? And it's like NASA came out, and all of a sudden, we're going to the moon, and we can't go to the moon, but we're gonna go to the moon. We're gonna do this. Dude, NASA is like the biggest piece of shit fucking organization, and I think like NASA's just made they're like the top organization to me.
Yeah.
Bullshit, and then CIA is right there. Maybe the CIA works with NASA or gives information to NASA, but it's like you look at the world, and this is why people are divided a lot right now too with the truther movement. Is like if they can lie with little shit like flat Earth compared to globe, and we really don't know the answer, and people are like, no, we do know. No, you've never been outside the fucking atmosphere, so shut the fuck up. Neither have I. We don't know the fucking answer, period.
Yeah.
And that's the facts. And if they made up lies about dinosaurs, right? Dinosaurs didn't exist in any encyclopedia until 1900s,
Yeah.
early 1900s too, because dinosaur wars started in 1861. So it's like people just don't know this shit, and it's like, why did all of a sudden dinosaurs exist? Well, and dinosaur wars started with two British men, right? And it's like, I don't know, but dragons were everywhere, and everyone talk about dragons. Dragons are on every fucking cave and shit
Yeah.
from fucking, So it's like,
I love it that you say it, because I say that like literally. What was it? Just the other day, the boys were talking. Meg is she's in the room, and they said something about somebody telling them about the Earth and being round, and I was like, we all know that's not true. And she like rolls her eyes. She's like, stop it. Like, she's like, why do you have to do that? And they're like, yeah, because it's flat, because God made it flat. And she's like, they're going to go to school with that. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And I'm going to just keep helping them have more information. And again, I'm with you. I don't know. All I can do is just go, eh. All I know is every photo that we have from NASA outside of the atmosphere is is not a photo. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, where
Yeah.
and the stars? Where are the stars? Where are the stars you talk about? Like all this stuff, all the things. And again, like you said, it all comes back to flat Earth sometimes, but it's coming back to just always saying, I can't trust blindly. We can't just blindly give in and say, oh, well, they've got our,
Exactly.
they don't
Yeah.
have your best interest in mind. Who but you has the best interest in your mind, right? Like when I think about like you specifically, Jack, when you think about your family, there's no one out there that has your family, like Simone and the kiddos, in like you. There's no one out there that has better intentions for those people in your world than you. It's the same for me over here, right? I mean, I've got 80,000 children and I've got, my wife. It's like no one on the planet. Even when I went through my divorce, I had people telling me, like, well, you have to think about the kids. Well, what about the kids? And I'm like, you think that you worry more about my kids than I do? Like, you must be retarded if you think that I worry less about my kids than you, who's going to go to sleep and wake up the next morning and worry about your own kids or your own life and forget about the fact that I'm going through divorce. Like that, it's crazy. And for us to go, oh yeah, like the people out there that we voted in, they're more worried about us than they are about their own family. That's total shit and you can't believe it.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, that's a big reason. And we've had shows on this before why it's like, why take your kid to a doctor? You care and know that kid more than any doctor will ever. And doctors care about coding, getting you in the door, and coding and coding and coding because it's all money. Every single little thing they do, they can code.
Yep.
And that they can make a lot of money from you. So it's like that's what
Yep.
they care about. They don't give a fuck about your kid.
And I really don't think it's not nefarious. They literally are going, I have to make money. I have
Yeah,
to
I
make,
agree.
how can I make the most money? Like it's the reason that companies have cut corners and all of that. It's not, they don't do it to be nefarious. The nefarious part of it comes from when somebody starts to whistleblow and they've got to cover shit up. That's where the stuff starts to go real sideways. But like even that doctor, he needs the code because because he just paid, you know, $500,000 to $1 million in college that he got a loan for, so he's got to pay back mad bills, and he's having a baby, and he's got to worry about this kid, and like he's worried about his own family, and this is how he makes money. He needs to be able to make as much as he possibly can.
Yeah.
Very few people are out there not thinking that way, and if they are, they're the people that like work for free and volunteer, and that's okay. That's great stuff, but you can't just sit around and think somebody's worried more about my family than me,
Correct.
especially government officials. It's just that's insane to think that you could do that.
And I'm not saying everyone's like bad either. I want to make
Yeah,
sure I make this clear, Nate, that like I'm not saying all doctors, guys, are.
right,
There's some amazing doctors, just like I'm not saying all teachers are bad. That's why I homeschool. No, my
right.
sisters are both teachers and they're amazing. And it's the same thing though. It's like they can be amazing teachers, they can be amazing police officers, they can be amazing military officers. But what happens? The system's so fucking corrupt that you can't change it. And I thought I could. I came out of ROTC fucking super motivated, butter bar, a second lieutenant. I'm like, yes, I'm going in there. I'm gonna fucking rock it. And I was rated number one officer for a long time, and then I hit a wall because I was pushing against supreme or
Superior officers.
superior officers. Thank you.
Yeah,
And I was caring more about my soldiers and more about my peers and down. And that's not the right way. They want you to be a kiss up, kick down leader in the military. That's just the system because you get a rating. You need your rating and your counseling to be fucking on point for you to get the next rank. So all they do is the same thing. All of these officers were just kissing ass. So it's like when I made captain, all of a sudden it was like, dude, this guy, he cares more about the soldiers and you want to be friends with the soldiers? I would have so many colonels tell me that. You want to be friends with the soldiers. I'm like, no, I don't. They're not my fucking friends. They're my family and I have to take care of them. But obviously you don't understand what that's about. And so this was a big friction point for my career. So it's a good thing they kicked me out or I got early retired because I don't think I would have went further because I was not a politician and I cared more about the people below me than the
mm-hmm.
people above me. And that's the same in everywhere. Teachers can't change the system. Police officers can't change the system. Great CIA workers can't change the system. It's corrupt. It's already corrupt. So it's like we're all going against a real shitty system that was made fucking 100 years ago, 80 years ago, and it's like, what do we need to do? Maybe we need to fucking just pause, stop taxes, and reset the whole fucking thing. And I'm not saying kill everyone. I'm saying
No.
take some good people that really understand how to use it. Take some homeschoolers and teach school right through homeschooling ways, through Waldorf and Montessori, combine them, make something. Police officers, break the system down, go into more fucking mental health because these motherfuckers are getting hired that are fucking crazy. Maybe we need to break up the fucking Section 8 areas and put them somewhere else, or, just send them back to Africa. No. That was a good one. It's a good joke, guys. You can make this is the problem. A lot of people can't make those jokes, but I can. And I did. And it was funny. So, guys, the thing is, though, the systems are all fucked up and corrupt. That's the real problem. All
Yeah.
of them. You look at any little system in the United States, and it's like it's all meant to make you fail, not win. And when people are great entrepreneurs and they're capitalistic, and you watch them win, you're like, dude, they worked their asses off. They lost more than they won, and then they finally started winning and became millionaires, but they lost way more. And so they understand like where real work happens at home. Real work happens to you first. Take care of your family. And when you have a great family, that makes a bigger ripple than putting people into systems and saying they're going to change it. And like I said, I was that guy, but I don't think it can be that way anymore. And as we're wrapping up the show, guys, I just want to say that, these are really tough times, and don't act as if you know all the answers. And I won't either. I'm
Yeah.
just going to go ahead and take a couple days at a time. Will I make material for social media that's goofy and just like asking, hey, could this be real? Could this not be real? I think that's the question that we need to be asking. What is real? What's not real? Where's the truth? And can we manipulate the truth to a better like pattern so we can get to living again instead of living with anxiety and pressure and just so much depression going on, man. You see people and like the way they walk, the way they hold their body, the way we need to start being more uplifting,
Hmm.
positive. We need to change our posture. We need to change everything that we see around us. And it starts at home. And I've always said this. I keep saying it. Nate says it. It always starts at home. And right now, guys, just be safe out there because there's a lot of shit going on and the world's fucking wild. But thanks for being at the show today, guys. There's a lot to say. I could keep going, but I have another fucking appointment. So, Nate, I'll send it over to you for the final word, bro.
Yeah, man, I totally agree with you. I kind of feel like it's like get fit, get strong, learn how to fight, carry a SIG, and or your version of that, and be aware. And all of that, it's not just starting at home, it starts within. Again, this might be a podcast really aimed at dads, specifically men. If you're not a dad, you should be on this beforehand, in my opinion. So I'm literally training my oldest and my boys to be this way. That way, when they have children, they don't have to go, oh, what do I do now? There's a lot of stuff I don't know how to do because I wasn't trained in that beforehand, and I wish I would have been. And so these are just some things that I would say those are the things I say to get knowledge in, and then let your boys and your girls be trained in that so that it's something that's just part of life and they know it from childhood. But if you don't know those things, that's where to start. You start by getting fit. You start by like learning how to fight in some way, shape, or form to protect your family. Because when it all comes down to it, it's going to come to you. I mean, my wife doesn't get out of bed when there's a noise. I do. You know what I mean? And so it's like we have to do that as fathers. It starts within you, within your house, just like Jack was saying, and from there it goes into the community and up. That's where change happens. It has to go from there. And I know we started all this talking about Iran and World War III, and it came back to sleeper cells in our country. But again, it all comes back to the personal side of doing what you can do to protect yourself and your family, and then train your children how to do that same thing. I think that's where it comes at, and that will change the world.
Awesome. Thanks, bro, for being here. Thanks, guys, for listening, and stay safe out there.
Yeah. See
Keep your
y'all.
head on, keep your head on a swivel.
Truth.
All right, guys, later.
Bye.